Before tour started, so in Easter holidays, I came back to Spain with George just to practice, and he needed a break anyway, so that was all good. And that's when we recorded the Castro cover of Automatic, and that was my first artist page on Facebook post. That was when I was booking our first couple of gigs. And that was it. Then we flew back to England. We started practicing for the 6th of May gig, but then a few problems popped up. First of all, they didn't have any equipment, which I didn't know until quite short notice. That was my fault, I should have checked. Like a week before the gig or something, I called George and he replied, "Oh no, I'm in Rome." Was it Rome? He was somewhere. He was away. He was in a different country, so yeah, he was not able to come to the gig at all. So yeah, that was a bit of a pie in the face, as our first gig got cancelled, which I was quite upset about because it was for charity, and it was the first one, and I was really looking forward to setting off the tour. The SU gig, that was right. And again, George wasn't able to make it because it was a lot of short notice and we weren't sure if we had the right set and everything. I got kind of annoyed that George couldn't do it because he'd already missed out on the first one, and I'd already told my lecturers which ones I'd be doing and everything, so I was worried that we can't just keep cancelling tour gigs. I hadn't sang in a very long time. I'd never performed my EP tracks before, and I'm so used to playing with George, so I kind of use his confidence. He's a very confident guy. So yeah, it just all kind of went a bit wrong. And I was so nervous, I couldn't stop speaking, and once that happens, you just say random stuff that no one actually wants to hear. Throughout the tour time, whilst I was in the UK, I did still work at the co-op. During my breaks, I would go to the canal and I'd write some songs or eat lots of food because I was working a long shift. And it was actually really nice. Once the weather started clearing up, it was really nice. I also started painting for people, so I just did paintings of their pets. Yeah, so that was the base to my budget money for the tour. So then I was at co-op one day just working a shift, and it was my break time, so I just walked outside and I heard this music, and it was a band of ukuleles, and I don't know if you know this, but I do play ukulele. I went over to them and I asked if I could join. Yeah, and then we started kind of busking together, and it was really good. Like, I started singing for them, and I'd never busked before, so it was really fun to do it with a group of people as complete strangers that you don't know. And you just walk up to me and be like, "Hey, we're musicians, let's be musicians together." They actually asked me to play at the Wickham Festival, which was on the 1st of July, however I'm not here, wasn't here, which was a real shame. Yes, then the next day they asked me to come again. You keep me away. You, me, never thought this would happen. So the 5th was Roke Festival. This one was really scary because it had the word festival in, so I was just terrified. I was absolutely terrified. It was in Oxford, or in Roke in Oxford. I travelled there from Bath and I was meant to get a train straight to Didcot Parkway, but so people were on strike again, so I had to go to Reading instead, then get a train to Didcot Parkway. told George about this gig a month before, 2 months before, because this one was the one that was booked like really early on. Yeah, so this one time I couldn't make it, and it was the last practice before the actual gig. And because I couldn't make it, George just said he had a lot of work on and stuff, so he just kind of said he wasn't coming. I was already very stressed, so when he said that, I just kind of burst into tears, because I was just freaking out, because it was in like a couple of days' time, and I was just like, oh my god. So then I thought, right, I'm gonna have to do it alone. So I prepared myself to do it alone. That was when James Harriman, thank God, said that he would play for me. So he couldn't come practice until the day of the gig. I freaked out. He came round late, of course, but he did calm my nerves, because we played through our whole set list in one, and it was easy. It was just so easy. Then I printed off my set list and we went to the gig. Yeah, we got these little black tokens, and they were for food and drink, so we didn't have to pay for that, and it was really good. There wasn't that many people there at this time, because I was on first. The people who were there were just so supportive, and they really clapped and loved us, and it was just great. We worked really well together. When we were on stage, we just bounced off each other. So yeah, after we came off stage, we just kind of walked around, and that's when I got my first booking from a gig. It was like a weekend away. Yeah, it was really good.
Everybody's talking so loud, not quite sure what it's about.
Then came the going back to Spain part. I quit co-op and said goodbye, and it was really sweet. I got a cake, got some Copperbergs, I got me a bar of chocolate and a little card. It was so cute. Then I started packing. Packing was really slow. I'm a very good procrastinator. Yeah, so then the day came that I was flying home.
Take me away to a secret place. We can play morning stars. Take me away to a secret place. We can fly to the moon and the stars. Take me away. Sometimes I like to lay my head down, 'cause the room is spinning round, and I don't know who I am. So tell me, do you feel the same? Every night I used to lie awake. I could feel you.
Then I had my first gig in Spain, which was the 17th of June, and it was for the Alpasa dog shelter and the Bomberos.
My dog is super hyped. You can see him. Yeah, super excited.
My pedal is that it is currently broken. So what I have done is I have connected this little spring and piece of wood, and I have glued it together. I am gonna have to press this just to make my pedal work. So yeah, wish me luck.
So it was in Balconelmar, and it was really nice actually. It was kind of like a community thing, and it was just really sweet to be at and be part of. I got to play after the Elderly Brothers, It was really fun. Like everyone just was really appreciative that there was music there for the event, and they gave me a free bottle of water, which was like this big. Some guy just actually gave me this present halfway through my gig when I was between songs, and it was this little kind of cupboard where people used to hang their plates and everything, like, you know, like old-fashioned kind of cupboards. And it had these little cats on, so it was like this china ornament of like a kitchen cupboard with cats on. She really liked it. Yeah, then came Benny Kassim. Benny Kassim. Woo. It's a festival that we go to every year. We've been, I think, 3 years on a row now.
Kassim in style.
It was just so fun to get away again and listen to so many music acts.
We basically took a nosedive. It went out as we took it, and then
I came back, and literally a couple of days after was my last 2 Benidorm gigs.
Please take my hand, tell me you understand, and everything keeps going wrong. I just wanna feel like
Where are we going?
Mile exit right towards Benidorm, Levante.
I've never gigged in Benidorm before, and I got to do it with an old friend who I used to gig with.
We are now on our way to Chris's apartment.
Go.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
His name's Chris Kronos, you should definitely check him out. Their project they were doing in Benidorm, the C# project. They're such good entertainers. It was crazy to watch them. Like, I realised how much I stand still on the stage after watching them dance and jump on tables and just interact with the audience so much. It was so good to watch. Like, everyone would have loved them.
oh, can't you see it's clear now? But I refuse to love you. But when you do what you're doing, it's hard for me to.
And we did 2 venues, and it was just so different to what I'm used to. They were just so lively, and everyone was dancing and like shouting and singing along throughout every
Like
song.
a raging storm, I've been counting the days down. You left me wanting more, and it's been so long now.
I loved singing to them because I don't know, it was just so inspiring and motivating to watch everyone dance to you, and yeah, just love what you do. so much fun. Definitely would do it again. It made me really want to do what they do. So that was it. That was my last tour. For me, like when I started this tour, I was so shy. I would never ever go on stage alone. It's been a real achievement and I've really enjoyed it. Yeah, I feel a lot more confident. It's been really good. Thank you for watching.